My name is Alexandre Farias Herculano, and I am here to, to answer the questions required by Yazgi Travel to be a tour conductor. I have to confess that I don't feel very, comfortable talking to a camera, but anyway, I need to do this. So it asks here to describe professional or personal situations in which I had to make decisions that would involve any kind of risk to me or to people who live with me. Well, I have to say that I have given some thought about this, and there was a situation in which a risk was imminent in my life. I was about to be robbed, and I was quick enough to think about a solution to the problem, in which ended up in my safety and not being robbed at all. I went to a friend's house way back in the 80s to study for an examination at college the following day, and we studied until late at night, let's say midnight, something like that. And then I took my car to go back home, and I had driven for, I don't know, around 10 blocks, and my car simply broke down. I don't know, stopped working, and it wouldn't start after it stopped working. And there was not a living soul in the street. And I parked the car any way I could, and decided to walk back to my friend's house, and where I could make a phone call home to tell my mother what happened, or maybe call a taxi. Because back in the 80s, we did not have cell phones, for that matter. Then I decided to walk back. While I was walking back, I could see there was a group of guys coming in my direction, and I noticed that they looked suspicious. And out of the blue, I had an idea. I took my wristwatch out of my wrist, and I hid in my pocket, and I yelled at the guys, and I said, "Hey, you guys, do you have the time?" And they were surprised by my approach, and one of them told me the time. I don't remember what time it was. And then I said, "Thanks, I'm late for an appointment." Okay, who could be late for an appointment 1 o'clock in the morning? And then I started running, and I didn't even look back, and they were astonished by my reaction. And after I started running, I could hear their footsteps right behind me. I didn't even look back. I kept running. I ran until I got to my friend's house, and I have reached safety. And then there was this guard who took care of my friend's building, and then he said, "Were you that were running in the streets?" And I said, "Yes." "Wow," he said, "those guys were really after you." And I said, "Yeah, I knew that, but what could I do?" So I think this is it. It asks here to say, when we have to change plans at the last minute. Well, as a school director, I think this is something we do almost every day. I could tell you when, this week, it really happened this week. I have a teacher of Spanish in my class, and she asked for a vacation right in July. And then she asked for the vacation because she was traveling to Bolivia. She's from Bolivia. And that would be a 2-week vacation, and she simply stopped making contact with us, and we had our classes starting this week. All right, that was last week. We had our classes starting this week, and until Monday of last week, she hadn't made any contact. And I had a meeting arranged or scheduled with all the teachers to give them instructions for the beginning of the semester, you know, those trivial things we do every semester. And we haven't heard from her until then. So I had to make a decision, right? I had a few resumes in my school from other candidates to be teacher of Spanish, and then I made some phone calls and I interviewed a couple of people, and I selected one, and I did that in 2 days. On Thursday I had already done the interview, and I had the candidate to have taken the test, and I evaluated the candidate, and I started the training. Well, the reason why I'm telling this is that I anticipated what was about to come. When my official Spanish teacher arrived, and then she told me that she would go back to Bolivia, that she would be staying here for just 1 more month, which is legally required by law, right, to work for 1 month before you are dismissed, if you ask to be dismissed. And then I think I made the right decision, because if I had waited for the teacher to tell me that she wouldn't be working with us anymore, I would have wasted some precious time. And then I decided to start the training course with this new teacher, which I have already started, and everything is working fine. Then I have brought tranquility or some kind of stability to the beginning of the semester and to what we are planning to achieve. I guess this covers pretty much question number 2 and 3. There was another situation that goes back to 1997, when I took a group of students to Bradenton, Florida, and we were scheduled to visit a school, right? Elementary, I don't remember if it was an elementary school or a high school, probably a high school that was scheduled in the program. And then we took the bus, and then the bus driver dropped us in front of this school, and the bus driver could not keep the bus there because he had other things to do, and then he said that he would be back in an hour. And for our surprise, the school was closed. There was nobody there to talk to us or to say anything. And I told the students that we should wait. There was nothing we could do, because the bus driver just dropped us in front of the school and the entrance, not exactly at the door of the school, but at the entrance of the school premises. And then we had to walk, to the door of the school. And well, since we had to stay there for an hour, I started noticing that the kids were starting to get a little nervous, bored, nothing to do, started complaining and everything. And then I saw that in the school area there was a football field with bleachers and the goals and everything. And I told the students that we should go there. That would be a better area for us to stay and wait until somebody showed up. And after 10 minutes, nothing happened. I noticed that the students of that school had left some balls in the area, and there was a football ball and also some soccer balls and everything. So then, there I was with 30 students, bored to death, nothing to do. And then I grabbed those balls and I organized, some games with them. And I divided the groups. All right, you should play this, and then you should play that. And I ran around the groups and telling them what to do. And for my surprise, that 1 hour went just like that. I mean, they didn't even notice, and nobody complained about the waiting. The bus came up to pick us up, and everything was fine, right? And then question number 4, you ask here to say a situation where you had a big sadness, or you were really sad. Well, I guess my greatest sadness that I have faced in my life was when my mother got sick, got really ill. She had a cancer, and she was in hospital, and I had to organize everything. And she used to live, when she was alive, of course, in Fortaleza, where I am from originally. And I received the news that she was in hospital, and I decided to go see her. When I got there, I saw my mother in hospital. She was, really not feeling well and everything. She had just undergone a surgery to remove part of her intestine and everything. And I stayed there for a whole week, every day in the hospital. And I left her with, in a better way that she was, in better health. And then I returned home, and 1 week later she passed away. She died. I remember I received this piece of news. I was here at the ASG. I had a full day ahead of me. It was 10 o'clock in the morning. And I was really, really sad, but I did not dismiss my students, and I went through the day, and I didn't tell anybody anything about it. I held it to myself, and I worked the whole day with that bad feeling, but no student noticed. None of my students noticed the way I was feeling. Only to collapse when I went back home. And that was the moment when I cried, and I talked to my wife and kids, and they comforted me for some time. And of course, life goes on, and I guess I am really resilient to, bad news or great sadness or moments of sadness. Well, I guess this is who I am. I don't know if this video worked out fine. I have this camera in front of me, and I really don't feel comfortable talking to a camera. But anyway, I hope this is a good video, and I will be in São Paulo on the 26th for the training course, and I guess I'll see you there. Selma, see you there. Bye-bye.